And the first thing I'm going to say is please make yourself really comfortable. The first roughly 20 minutes, I'm just going to be talking to you. So get onto a comfy chair, lie on a bed, whatever you want to do, just be comfortable. Don't feel you have to even really look at me. You just need to be able to hear me. And after that, then we will do about an hour of movement practice, and then we'll have a short break, and then we'll have a half hour of a nice relaxation. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do, did you all bring a candle and a lighter? So very often when we are in pain, it can feel very lonely, and especially if it's a regular occurrence, and you sometimes just feel a little bit isolated. So I wanted to join us all together here today by lighting a candle, and to know that, you know, we're all here for each other, we're all connected, we all breathe the same air, we all walk on the same earth, and we all have this inner light in us, which we're going to represent with this candle. So if you all could light your candle. I have this groovy little candle lighter, which I really love. Anyway, so lighting our candle. In yoga, we say namaste. Namaste means the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. So namaste, and again, very welcome to this class. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction about how I got here and what makes me so passionate about wanting to share what I know about living with pain and using natural ways to help to live a very comfortable lifestyle. So I'm going to go back, it's almost 21 years ago since I first had extremely painful bladder pain. And after numerous investigations, I was told by the consultant I had a condition called interstitial cystitis, which basically just means that the cells are inflamed. There was, when he looked in with the camera, inside of my bladder was very red and angry and sore, but no infection. And unfortunately back then, and unfortunately sometimes even now, it's not very well recognised in Western medicine. The science, proven science behind pain is that if we give the brain a negative message, like was given to me, it really has it sets the whole body into fight or flight. So the consultant said to me, you have interstitial cystitis, there is no cure, you will have this for the rest of your life. That was his exact words. So I didn't know what I know now, and my natural reaction was fear, depression, anger, guilt because, you know, for my family and friends, you know, all of these emotions. And all of these emotions are really what caused my intense suffering. And this is what I want to say, that when we have pain, and, you know, it's a natural thing as human beings, we get pain. When we have pain, we automatically tend to have these kind of emotional responses. It's normal. But if that goes on for a long period of time, then it basically trains the nervous system to be stuck in this fight or flight. So for 5 years after that, I really, quite honestly, had a terrible time. I tried all the treatments suggested by the hospital, and things were getting worse and worse. I was in a really very bad place. But luckily, after about 5 years, I fell upon yoga. I had no idea what yoga was. I'd never done yoga before, but I went to a health club in Giffnock and I was very lucky. Some of you know Ali Clarkson, and I went to her class, and that's how my story began. And I started to find ways to just live a better quality of life. And I didn't understand the science behind it then, but I did know it helped. And I trained to be a holistic therapist in aromatherapy, reflexology, nutrition. And I used all of these, everything I learned at college, along with the yoga, and basically just did everything that I could to help myself. Now, sometimes when we do all these practices, the pain goes away completely. I still have pain, but I live a good quality of life with pain. And recently I did a course to teach me all about the science behind it. And actually, when we learn how pain works in the body, that has a massive, massive effect on actually calming the whole system down and reducing the pain. So for me, it was very exciting that although I have had 15, 16 years of knowing that these practices help, I didn't have the full understanding of how it helps scientifically. So I wanted to share a bit of that with you. Just to go back a little bit, unfortunately, these 5 years of being stuck in fight or flight resulted me in also having fibromyalgia, which is basically pain all over the body. And I still have that too. But it's a working process, and I'm certain that one day I can reduce it all the way down. So when we have pain, there is the primary pain, which is the root of where the pain comes from. So it could be that you've injured yourself, or it could be something going on inside the body. So that's primary pain. But the secondary pain is what causes the suffering. So as I mentioned already, it's this response that we all have. So I'm going to ask you all now to make a tight fist with your hand. Tight, as tight as you can, a tight fist with your hand. Now, notice what's happened to your breath. You can relax now. Okay. So obviously you're all muted, so you can't answer me, but did anybody find that you were holding your breath? Yeah, it's a natural thing. It's what happens. And that's exactly what happens when we're in pain. We hold the breath in. The whole body tightens up, and it's not a conscious thing we do, but the whole body tightens up, and that creates even more pain. And the other thing you might notice when you make that tight fist, you're pulling away from gravity. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is, if you're sitting in a chair or wherever you are, sink down, yield to gravity. We have this habit of pulling away from gravity. So really bring your awareness to your seat or whatever you're lying on, and really allow yourself to sink down. And we're going to take a nice long out breath. And then just breathe naturally and really feel the difference. So one of the very simple things that we can do throughout the whole day is consciously check, are you holding your breath in? Continually do an out breath, because when you do an out breath, the in breath comes in automatically. So if you keep remembering, I need to breathe out, maybe every hour, I need to breathe out, I need to connect to gravity, whether you're standing, whether you're lying down, or whether you're sitting. I need to connect to gravity and I need to breathe out. And that alone can make a huge difference to how you feel. Okay, I'm just going to get some water. Okay, so hopefully you're all now really nice and relaxed, sinking into your chair. So what actually causes, or what happens when we feel pain? So we have the source of the pain, we have the spinal cord, we have the brain, and we have the nerves going through the spinal cord. So what happens is the source of the pain sends a signal through the nerves up the spinal cord to the brain. The brain then decides how it's going to react, and the brain sends a signal back to the site of pain and decide that's what you actually feel. So the reason I'm telling you this is because what we feel is not always, and very often not, an accurate indication of what's physically happening in the body. And this is really, really important, because when we feel pain, we automatically tend to think, oh, there's something really bad wrong, number one. Number two, I want rid of it, okay? So we automatically, we try to get rid of it. It makes us more anxious. We're trying our best. Like for all these 5 years, I was desperately trying to get rid of the pain. I was searching the internet, I was doing everything I could, trying to get rid of the pain. What was that doing? It was making the pain worse, because it was making me overly reactive. Okay, so where did I get to? Yes, so I'm going to tell you a little story now, and this is an example to let you understand how the pain is not always an accurate indication of what's going on in the body. And this is a true story. So it was obviously in a hot country, it wasn't here, but there was a man walking in the woods where he had walked many, many times before. He had his shorts on and he's walking in the woods, and he felt a scratch in his leg, which he'd felt many times before, because obviously in the woods there's like twigs and grass and whatever. So he felt a scratch in his leg, kept walking, didn't feel any pain whatsoever. And it actually turned out that he had been bitten by a snake. But his brain recognized the feeling as if he'd been scratched by a twig. And his brain was so used to this, it didn't send a pain signal. And he actually, as I say, he had quite a serious snake bite, and he went to hospital and he recovered, thankfully. And the next time he was walking in the woods, he got a very similar scratch on his leg, but this time he was in absolute agony. He could barely walk. He was in absolute agony. And this time it was just a twig. But his brain remembered the last time it felt like this, it was a serious snake bite. Okay, so this is an example of how the brain interprets the signals it gets. And the brain, so it doesn't mean by any means when we are in pain that the pain is all in the head. The pain is real, whether it's acute recent pain or whether it's chronic long-term pain. It's very, very real. We feel it. It hurts. But it's the signals that the brain gets that decides really how painful it feels, or even if we feel it at all. And that is really fabulous news for us, because we can use that to turn down these signals. So when we nurture the brain and we make the brain feel safe, it turns down the signals. So instead of trying to fight the pain, we make the brain feel safe. And that's where the yoga practice, the mindful practice, the Qigong practice, the mindful meditation practice, all of these practices come in because they help to retrain, and we can retrain the nervous system. So anyone who's in chronic pain, who has had pain, it could be a few months or a few years or a lot of years, we can retrain the nervous system. And you can tell I'm really excited about this because it's really big news if we can train the nervous system. Okay, so I'm going to share a few more tips for you how we can do that. Apart from the practice we're going to do today, there are other tips. So one thing you can do, going out for a walk in nature, I'm sure we all know, is really beneficial for our health. When you're out walking in nature, pause and look around you, and whatever you can see, whether it's a beautiful view or cute little birds or some nice flowers. I like to sniff the flowers. Don't just keep walking and say, oh, that's a nice view. Stop and take your time and take it all in and really enjoy it, because this is one of the things that can retrain the nervous system, and it actually releases pain relieving chemicals in the brain. So that's out in nature. Out in nature, of course, is wonderful, but even in your house now. So I'm going to give you a little thing to do. Wherever you are now, just look around your room and see if you can see something that brings nice thoughts. So it could be a photograph, it could be some flowers or plants, or a gift from somebody. Just see if you can find something in your room that brings a nice, happy feeling, a feeling of joy. And focus on that for about 20 seconds is actually enough to make that response happen in the brain. Okay, so all of you, you can stop looking at it now, but just hold that thought, and you can let me know if it gave you a nice feeling in your heart, or give you a little bit of a lift or a little bit of a smile. That's yeah, a little bit of a smile. Good. That's what we want to do. Okay, so again, throughout the day, train yourself to keep looking for things that bring you feelings of love, joy, all of this, because unfortunately nature has wired us to be a little bit towards the negative thoughts. So we have to retrain our brains to keep reminding them of the nice things. Okay, so I'm going to look at my notes just to remind me what else. Yes, so I don't know, have any of you heard of loving kindness meditation? Some of you have. So loving kindness meditation is where we send nice healing thoughts and happy thoughts to other people. So we begin with someone that we love, and we send them nice healing thoughts. And then we can go to somebody that we don't know very well at all. And then we can go to somebody who maybe is a little bit challenging for us to send nice thoughts to. And then we send nice thoughts to ourselves. It's called loving kindness meditation. And you'll find recordings of it on YouTube. And if you just Google, you'll find it. That's also extremely healing to do for the whole nervous system and for the brain. Again, it releases these positive chemicals. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to tell you about is the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. So when we are we call it fight or flight, that's the sympathetic nervous system. So that's when we have feelings of anxiety, fear, stress, depression, anger, all of these. And generally when we feel pain, that's automatically what happens. We're in the sympathetic nervous system. So the vagus nerve is the main nerve that stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's the rest and digest. And if we regularly, daily and maybe a few times a day, tone the vagus nerve, again, this really helps to reprogram the nervous system. And that's what we're going to do now. So the vagus nerve it's a large nerve, and it goes through the throat. So lots of things that we can do with the throat to help with the vagus nerve. And then it branches out and it goes, there's eye movements as well, and it goes to different parts of the face. The vagus nerve controls the heart, the breathing, the pain response, the digestion, and the immune system. So it's very well worth doing. Some practices that we can do are gargling. So I like to get up in the morning and gargle salt water because it tones the vagus nerve and it gets rid of, it's very good for actually preventing colds coming on. And as soon as you get a sign of a wee sore throat, gargling salt water. But I do it as a daily practice now. So gargling, singing, chanting, humming. So all of these things that stimulate the throat activate the vagus nerve. So what we're going to do now is a nice breathing exercise. It's called Gayatri Breath, or the humming bee. So make yourself nice and comfortable, sitting with your spine nice and tall if you can. And we're going to make a mudra with the hand, so touching the tip of the thumb with the tip of the index finger. And then just rest the back of the hands on top of the legs. And close the eyes. So we're going to breathe in through and out through the nose. And we're going to make the sound like a bee. So it sounds like this. And as you breathe in, bring your awareness to the crown of the head. And then as you breathe out with the sound, bring your awareness to the third eye, so the space between the eyebrows, but up slightly. So just keep going at your own pace, and I'll speak quite loudly when you have to stop so that you can hear me. So just close your eyes and come into your own space. Keep your eyes closed. Finish the next round that you're on. Keep your eyes closed and bring your awareness to any sensations you can feel in the head, in the face, and down the spinal cord. Just bring your full awareness to any sensations you can feel. And then you can open your eyes. Good. Okay, so I'm going to move into my yoga room now. We're going to do some standing practice. And of course, if standing is no good for you, it's not a problem. You can do most of it seated anyway. But I'm going to just switch off my video for a moment while I move through, so you can get comfortable however you want to be. Okay, let's see if you can see. Give me the thumbs up if you can see my feet and my head. Okay, lovely. So we're going to begin our movement practice with a little bit of Qigong. So the first thing we're going to do is have a good old shake. And shaking, all animals do it in nature. When animals get stressed, they shake. And it's a great way to calm the nervous system. So shake any way that feels good for you. Just have a good old shake. You can bounce up and down if that feels good. But if that's too much for you, you can just shake the arms and shake the legs. And keep breathing. Good, and then just relax there, close the eyes for a moment. Bringing your awareness inside your body, noticing any tingling, any buzzing, any sensations you can feel inside your body. So we're now bringing our awareness into the energy system. Qigong, for those of you who might be new to Qigong, we're working with the energy. Qi means energy and Gong means we're working with the energy. So the energy channels, the meridians. So the next thing we're going to do is give ourselves a Qi massage. Another thing that we can do to retrain this brain and nervous system is to have a nice sensations, tune into nice sensations. So you have the uncomfortable sensation, you want to tune into nice sensations. So if you bring your hands to the back of your neck and then slide them slowly over the shoulders, full awareness to what you can feel, and then turn the fingers in so the pinkies are coming down the sternum. And then rub your kidneys, give them a good rub with the back of the hands. And then bring your hands down the back of your legs. If it's not good for you to go all the way down, it's not a problem, just go as far as is comfortable. And then run the hands up the inside of the legs. And then circle your abdomen. One hand over the other, up the right and down the left. Now, feel into the sensations on the hands and on the abdomen. The nice sensations, tuning in. This is all mindful practice. Okay, so we're going to do that again. So the neck, close the eyes and just feel how good it feels as you come over the neck, over the shoulders, down the sternum, rubbing your kidneys, rubbing your lower back as well. And then down the back of the legs, up the inside of the legs, and massage the abdomen. Full awareness on what you can feel. Okay, one more time. Massage down the neck, close the eyes and tune into what you can feel. The shoulders, the sternum, kidneys, and the lower back. Down the back of the legs. Up the inside of the legs. And then massage the abdomen. Up the right and down the left. Good, so tuning in to the nice sensations in the body. Relax the arms here, down. This one I love. It's called Dog Wags Its Tail. So as if you have a tail attached to your tailbone and you're just taking your hips side to side and have a nice smiley happy face because the dog's happy wagging its tail. So the next few exercises we're going to do begin to bring some movement into the spine and begin to lubricate the spine. So this one, we're actually creating a C shape with the spine. So we're starting to open up the sides of the body. Hips side to side, nice big smile on the face. And you can go a bit faster if that feels okay. Think of a nice happy dog and that will definitely bring a smile to your face. Everybody loves happy waggy doggy tails. And then slow the movement down again. And then pause there. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center. This one is called Heart to Sky and Heart to Earth. So as we breathe in, we're going to take our arms out, open the heart to the sky. And then as we breathe out, the hands come together and we're rounding the spine slightly. So the heart is facing to the earth. So breathe in, heart to sky. And breathe out, heart to earth. So you'll notice we're creating an extension and a flexion of the spine. And this Qigong exercise is very good for the lung meridian. And the lung meridian is, of course, extremely important when it comes to calming down the nervous system, because the breath is one of the most important things that we can use to calm the nervous system. Good, and then relax your arms there. Maybe take a moment to notice if you feel a little bit more open in the chest area and the lungs, and send some gratitude to the lungs that do such an amazing job bringing the life force energy into the body. So sending gratitude to the lungs. Now begin to twist side to side, allowing the arms to wrap around your body. This is called knocking on the door of life. The reason it's called knocking on the door of life is because we're knocking on some really important energy points around the belt meridian. And we're also lubricating the discs in the spine. And this is a nice one to do if you're feeling a little bit lethargic. It's a good one to bring some energy into the body. Good, and then relax there. Bring your hands onto the hips and begin to circle the hips. And of course, circling the hips is a really good way to free up spinal tension. And reverse your circles. And then relax there. And we're going to do one more Qigong move to really, it's a twist to really release emotional energy that we might be holding on to in the spine. So this one, if you bring your left hand in front facing towards that way. And then bring your right hand behind your back. I'm doing mirror image to help you here. So bring your left hand across the body and bring your right hand back and twist. So it's as if you're wringing out tension in the spine. And then breathe in, come back to the front, and then swap hands. Breathe out and twist, pushing with both your hands. So it's literally wringing out, breathe in, back to the front, wringing out the tension in the spine. Well done, good. And then come back to standing. Good, so already notice how you feel. Just a little bit of movement is always good. It used to be said when people had a sore back, they should lie and rest, but that's been completely changed. A little bit of movement is good for most people. So we're now going to do a Drew Yoga sequence called Energy Block Release 1. But first I'm going to explain to you Ujjay Breath. Some of you I know it already. So for those of you who already know Ujjay Breath, you can just practice your Ujjay Breath now. If anyone's new to it, I'm going to explain what it is. So again, it activates the vagus nerve because we make a sound through the throat. And a good way to practice is with the mouth open. So as if you're trying to steam up a window. So notice the sound that you're making as you're steaming up the window. Can you all hear that sound from me? Thumb up if you can hear me. I'll do it again, Ali. Okay, so now close your mouth and try to make the same sound but with the mouth closed. It might not be as loud, it doesn't need to be loud, and it shouldn't be forced. And you make the same sound when you breathe in and when you breathe out. So it sounds a little bit like the waves of the sea. It's called ocean breath or Ujjay breath. Okay, give me the thumbs up if you're quite happy with your Ujjay breath. Everybody quite happy? Okay, good. So what I'd like you to do is practice Ujjay breath throughout the whole of the movement practice that we're going to do. And as I say, the Ujjay breath tones the vagus nerve and calms the nervous system. So coming into what we call Tadasana pose with your feet hip width apart. Arms just relaxed by the sides, lifting up through the sternum. Close your eyes and begin to practice Ujjay breath, making that sound through the throat. Sounds a little bit like a baby snoring. Okay, so we're going to keep practicing that. As you breathe out, take your weight forward slightly, so you're not lifting your heels, but your weight's coming onto the balls of the feet. And then as you breathe in, bring your weight back to your heels. You're not lifting your toes. You're just simply taking your weight forward and back. So breathing out with your Ujjay breath as you take the weight forward, and breathing in with the Ujjay breath as you take your weight back. And just keep going at your own pace. This becomes a mindful meditation. Standing meditation. Listen to the sound of your breath. And feel the soles of the feet against the earth. So your awareness is in two things, the sound of the breath and the sensations of the soles of the feet against the earth. Okay, now keep going, and now we're going to go round in a circle, taking your weight to the outside of the left foot, the outside of the right foot, just all the way around in the circle. Keep doing your Ujjay breath, and keep feeling into the sensations in the soles of the feet. Wonderful. Now reverse the circles. And if any thoughts come to your mind that are not the breath or the sensations of the soles of the feet, think of these thoughts like clouds and just allow them to float away in the sky and keep bringing your awareness back. This is how we retrain the brain. This is mindfulness. Okay, now come to the center and feel your weight just nice and even on both feet and even between the balls and the heels of the feet. Keep doing your Ujjay breath. And we're going to do something called spinal alignment breath. So keep doing your Ujjay breath. As you breathe in through the soles of the feet and up to the heart. And then as you breathe out from the heart, up and out through the crown of your head. Breathe in through the crown of the head and down to the heart. And then breathe out from the heart, out through the soles of the feet. And just keep going at your own pace. Close the eyes if your balance is okay. Keep going until the next time your breath is coming out through the soles of the feet, and then just pause there. And now bring your feet together and imagine that you're holding a large ball in your hands with the right hand on top and the left hand underneath. Breathe in, think of lifting up through to the crown of the head, and then as you breathe out, we're going to side bend to your left, so I'm doing mirror image, taking your hands around the ball. Then as you breathe in, bring your hands around the ball, lift up through the spine, and then as you breathe out, side bend to your right. And all of the time listening to your Ujjay breath. Feel free to close your eyes and just listen to your Ujjay breath. And you don't need to bring the top hand too high, roughly level with the third eye is fine. You might just begin to feel sensations between your hands as we're creating this ball of energy. Good, so finish the next one you're on, then relax your arms down, bring your feet back to hip width apart. On your next in breath, turn the hands so that they're facing towards you, and if your balance is okay, come up onto the balls of the feet. If not, just raise the arms up and breathe in. And then as you breathe out, lower down to the earth. We'll do that 2 more times. Keep doing your Ujjay breath throughout the whole practice and keep listening to the sound of the breath. Sinking down into the earth. Now begin to rotate your wrists. Eyes closed, feel into the sensation between the fingers, as if your fingers are moving through water. Creating wave-like motions. Lovely. And now bring the fingertips onto the shoulders as we do elbow circles. Keep doing your Ujjay breath. Breathing in, bring the elbows towards each other and up. Raise the gaze to the third eye. And then as you breathe out, elbows come round behind, drop the head, look at the tip of the nose. And just keep going. So the gaze goes to the third eye as you lift the head, and then the tip of the nose as the head lowers. Okay, now we'll go backwards. So breathing in as you bring the elbows back and up. Look at the third eye. And then breathing out as the elbows come round in front. Look at the tip of the nose. And then relax your arms down and notice how your shoulders feel. On your next out breath, turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Breathing into the front and breathing out, look over the right shoulder. All the time, listen to the sound of your Ujjay breath. Once more to each side. Now bring the head back to the front, tuck the chin down and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And then keep the ear to the shoulder, tuck the chin down slightly. And then keep the ear to the shoulder and lift the chin. And then roll the head back and forward across the shoulder. Breathe in, roll the head back. And breathe out, roll the head forward. Feel the opening in the side of the neck. Tuck the chin down, lift the head. Take a moment to feel the opening in the right side of the neck and the shoulder. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So tuck the chin down, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Tuck the chin down, but ear remains to shoulder. And then take the chin up, but the ear remains to the shoulder. And then roll the head. Keep doing your Ujjay breath. And then tuck the chin down, roll the head up, close the eyes for a moment. Notice how the sides of the neck and the shoulders feel. Now place the hands onto the front of the legs. And we're going to release the back of the neck and the top of the spine. So I'll turn side on so you can see what I'm doing here. So as we breathe out, we're going to take the chin forward, but at the same time, the spine comes forward a little bit. And then we tuck the chin in and we roll back up as we breathe in. So as we breathe out, we take the chin forwards and down. And then roll back up through the spine as we breathe in. And just keep going. So the upper part of the spine comes forward. It's not just the neck. And the hands are resting on the front of the thighs. Good, and then roll the head up and just notice how the back of the neck and the top of the spine feels. Pause there for a moment. And then we're going to do what we call standing spinal wave. So bring the back of the hands onto the lower back and just go within your own range of comfort, especially if you have any back issues. Breathing out, push the hips slightly forward. They don't need to come too far. Keep the chin tucked in. Breathing in, lift up, soft knees, flat back, breathing out, go forward, allowing the hands to come down behind the legs until you're hanging in a forward bend, but with bent knees. Then bend the knees and roll up through the spine so the head comes up last. Breathing in as you come up. If you need to take extra breaths, that's absolutely fine, but keep doing your Ujjay and keep listening to your breath. Breathing out, hips go forward. Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out, folding forward. Make sure you bend the knees to protect your back. Relax the head down, bend the knees, breathe in and roll up through the spine. And just keep going at your own pace. Now, if you're okay to stay in a forward bend, the next time you go forward, stay in a forward bend. If you have high or low blood pressure or glaucoma, please don't stay in a forward bend too long. But if it's okay for you, bend your knees enough that you can cup your fingers under your toes and then move your hips side to side. And imagine that your spine is like a chute and anything you need to get rid of is going down the chute and into Mother Earth. Into compost. Mother Earth will take care of it, compost it, turn it into good energy and send it back up. So just release to the earth anything, use your mind, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, just release it to the earth. Good. Now pause there, bend the knees and very slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head coming up last. Take your time. And then circle your shoulders a couple of times and come into Tadasana pose. Close the eyes and notice how do you feel. Notice any changes physically, mentally, emotionally compared to before we began the practice. So energy block release 1 that we just did is a Drew Yoga sequence, which releases any energy blockages that I've got stuck in the energy system. Now we're going to do another nice breathing exercise called central nervous system breath. So we're going to hold on to a little ball of energy, bringing one hand on top, the other hand underneath. And then as you breathe in, raise the top hand. As you breathe out, bring it down and turn the ball around. So we're basically playing with a ball of energy. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. And turn the ball around. So once you've got the moving, you don't need to look at me, just close the eyes. Make sure that there's no tension in your wrists and your hands, because that will stop the flow of energy. So try to relax the joints and keep your focus on the space between your hands, and keep doing the Ujjay breath as well. So full focus on the sensations between the hands and the sound of the Ujjay breath, playing with this little ball of energy. And you can make the move slower or faster, depending on the speed of your breath. It's nice to slow it right down if you can. Just notice if you feel anything in the palms of the hands, a heat or a tingling or a coldness or a magnetic effect. And then just have the hands still facing each other, turn them around and just take them a little apart and a little towards each other, just still playing with this energy between your hands, noticing if you can feel any sensations. Make sure there's no tension in your wrists. Okay, so every one of us has healing hands. And we're building up this energy and we're going to place it on our hearts and send that healing energy into our hearts. So bring the hands over the heart with the pinky fingers touching, the ring fingers touching, and the other fingers spread out. And then close your eyes once you've got the mudra. And use your mind to send the healing energy into your heart. And send nice, positive thoughts to yourself. Love, compassion to yourself. And then relax the hands down and notice, how do you feel? Good. Okay, so as you can see, these are all mindful movement practices. I did change the name of the workshop because I realized it's all about mindfulness and movement. So now what we're going to do is a walking meditation. Okay, so you don't need a big space. You just need roughly the length of a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, it doesn't matter. But again, it's all about awareness. So what we're going to do is we're silently going to say to our, in fact, say it out loud if you want. Lift, step, place. Lift, step, place. My first step was too big. Make your steps quite small. Lift, step, place. Lift, step, place. Now feel the sensations on the soles of the feet. Lift, step, place. When you get to the end, lift, step, place, and then just pause there. And then to turn around, lift, step, place, lift, step, place. So you keep doing the mindful practice as you turn. And just keep going at your own pace. We're going to bring the breath into it. So we breathe in as we lift. We breathe out as we step. We hold the breath out as we place. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, step. Hold the breath out as you place. And just keep going at your own pace. Keeping your full awareness on the sensations of the soles of the feet and mindfully saying to yourself, lift, step, place. If other thoughts come, it's okay. Just let them float away and keep coming back. And you don't need to lift the foot high at all. It's all about really what's going on in the mind, what you're saying to yourself. It's about the breath and it's about the sensations on the soles of the feet. The mind wanders, just keep bringing it back. Lift, step, place. Remember, it's all about retraining the brain and the nervous system. Keep guiding your awareness back. Lift, step, place. Lift, step, place. The mind can be a little bit of a monkey, so just keep guiding it back. What can you feel in the soles of the feet? Sensations. What can you hear? The sound of your breath. Where are you? You're right here in the present moment. See if you can slow down your walking and slow down your breath. Keep guiding your mind back. And then wherever you are, just pause there and notice how you feel. Good. Okay, we're going to come to lie down now. I'll just adjust so that I'm a bit closer to the camera lying down. Okay, so we're going to do 2 practices and then a quick break and then a guided relaxation. So the first one is an eye movement which activates the vagus nerve. This can actually be done lying down or sitting, but I find it more comfortable to lie down, but you can do it sitting if that's better for you. Whichever way you are, just clasp your hands behind your head. And if you struggle with one shoulder, like right now I have a frozen shoulder, so it's okay to do it with just one if you're struggling with a shoulder. But you're cupping the back of the head with the hand or hands, and you're keeping the head facing towards the ceiling, okay? So you're not going to move your head. You don't need to look at me actually. Keep your head facing the ceiling. And then take the gaze of your eyes to the right, to your peripheral vision. And maybe you can focus on something to your right and just hold it there. And relax, relax completely. Just a soft gaze. Don't strain your eyes. Okay, so when you get either a yawn or a swallow or an extra intake of breath, then you bring your eyes back to the center. And then keep your head exactly as it is and take your gaze to the left, to the peripheral vision, but without strain to the left. Keep your head where it is and relax there. And again, whenever you get a yawn, a swallow, or an extra intake of breath, just bring your eyes back to the center and relax your arms down. So what this does is it tones the vagus nerve, and it's one that I find really helpful if I'm waking up in the middle of the night. You can do it even in the darkness in your bed. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a gentle somatic yoga exercise. You can stay lying down, I'll just sit up so I feel like you. This is for releasing the psoas muscle. And the psoas muscle, we can tend to hold a lot of emotion in the psoas. So it's a really nice practice to do to release emotional tension. The psoas muscle goes from the inside of the legs up, and it connects either side of the spine. And very often it can cause backache if it's tight, okay? So if you are able to lie with your legs stretched out to begin with, and then just look to see what position your feet are in. If they're the same as each other, if one's more angled out the way, just try to remember the position of the feet and notice how the legs and the hips feel. Now take a hold of your right knee, hug your right knee, and we're going to tense the muscles of the left leg. So push the heel of the left leg away, engaging the left leg, and raise it just a small amount, just about an inch off the mat. So you're tensing, notice the muscles that you're tensing in the left leg, and then as you breathe out, release completely, and you might notice that the right knee comes a bit more towards you without trying. Now change the angle of that left leg. So turn the toes slightly inwards now. And then do the same again. Tighten as you lift that left leg. Notice the muscles you're engaging. And then release completely. And just let that right knee come in towards you. And we'll do one more angle. So turn the foot outwards now. The left foot outwards. External rotation of the thigh. And engage the leg as you lift up. Notice which muscles you're engaging. And then release. Come back to neutral. Notice how that right knee comes in towards you. Now stretch both legs out and notice if they feel any different from each other. No judgment, but just be aware. And then look at your feet and notice if there's any differences, any changes. And now we'll do the same, hugging the left knee this time. Okay, exactly the same. So flex the right foot, engage and lift a little bit. Tight, tight, tight. And then release, let go of all tension. Turn the foot slightly inwards. The right leg slightly inwards. And then lift and tighten. And then release and allow the left knee to come towards you. External rotation of the right thigh and the right foot. So toes pointing outwards. Lift and tense. Notice the muscles you're engaging. And then relax completely. Let the left knee come towards you. And then stretch the left leg out. Notice now how both legs and hips feel. And then you can look to see if there are any changes in the angle of your feet. So for me, my feet are both much more turned out the way, and that suggests that the hips are more open. So we've released the tension in the psoas and other muscles in the hip area. And just relax there. Good. Okay, now feel free to stay as you are. We're going to have a 5-minute break, and then we're going to have a nice long guided relaxation. So if you want to go to the loo, get a drink, whatever you need, and then if you want to even lie in your bed, you can, or sit in a chair, whatever's best for you. And we'll be back here. We'll be back here at 3:30. Okay. Okay, so just get yourselves comfortable. If you want to sit for the relaxation, that's fine. If you want to lie down, that's fine. I said 3:30, but what I meant was 20 to 4 because we're 10 minutes behind because we had a slight delay. So just take your time. If you're lying down, it's a nice idea to have pillows or a bolster under your knees, especially to take the pressure off your lower back. If you want to have a thin pillow under your head, just whatever feels good for you, but make sure you're really comfortable. Now just close your eyes and give yourself permission to completely let go. By letting go, all gets done. Allowing this time for you to heal and nurture. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth with a sigh. And then feel your whole body surrendering to the earth, feeling completely supported by Mother Earth beneath you. Bring your awareness to all points of the body in contact with the earth. If you're lying down, the back of the head and the earth, the shoulder blades and the earth, the upper back and the earth, the middle back and the earth, the lower back and the earth, the back of the arms, the back of the hands, the buttocks, back of the legs, and the heels. Full awareness to all parts of the body in contact with the earth. Just allow yourself to sink down each time you breathe out, just sinking a little deeper, yielding to gravity. Now bring your awareness to your breath without trying to alter it. Just simply follow your breath. Follow the breath in and follow the breath out. Breath awareness. Feel the breath coming into the front of the body, the sides of the body, and the back of the body. As the lungs fill with air and the diaphragm moves up and down, you can feel the movement in the front, the sides, and the back of the body. So just bring your full awareness to the natural movement of your body as you breathe. If your mind wanders, just keep directing it back to the breath and the natural movement of your body as you breathe. You might notice your breath naturally becomes a little deeper and a little longer without trying to alter it. When thoughts come, let them float away like the clouds. And bring your awareness back to the breath and the natural movement of your body as you breathe. Now we're going to scan the body, bringing your awareness to different parts as I name them. And as you bring your awareness there, just send the softness with the out breath. Starting at the toes, breathing in and breathing out to the toes. Let them soften and relax. The soles of the feet. The top of the feet. The ankles. The calf muscles. The shins. The knees. The hamstrings. quads, the buttocks, the hips, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Each time you breathe out, releasing and letting go. Bringing your awareness to your abdomen, the chest area, awareness to your fingers, palms of the hands, back of the hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, and shoulders. Releasing each time you breathe out, letting go completely. Awareness to the back of the neck, the throat. Maybe have a little swallow. Back of the head. The forehead. The cheeks. The jaw. Nose. The eyes. The mouth. And the tongue. Breathe into the whole body. Breathe out, release and sink down into the earth. Now, if you have any areas of discomfort in your body, bring a soft awareness there and send a healing, nurturing breath wherever the area of discomfort is, sending a healing, nurturing breath. Soften and release as you breathe out. So breathing into the area of discomfort and breathing out, encourage a softening, a releasing, a letting go. And sending a nurturing message, just like you would to a little child that fell over and hurt themselves. Send that nurturing, healing, loving message to the area of discomfort and to the brain. And letting the brain know that we are safe here. We recognize the signals it's trying to send us to protect us. We're not ignoring it. We're not ignoring these signals, but we're also not overly focusing on them. So just a soft awareness, a healing, a nurturing. With the breath, breathing into the area and breathing out with a softness, a kindness, a lovingness. And just affirming, silently or out loud, I am loved here. I am safe here. I am loved here. I am safe here. I am loved here. I am safe here. Now bring your awareness somewhere in the body where you can feel a nice sensation. It could be the soles of the feet. It could be the palms of the hands. It could be the soft skin on your face. Anywhere in your body where you can focus and feel a nice sensation. Bring your awareness there. If you struggle to find somewhere with a nice sensation, that's okay, don't worry. Just find somewhere that there's no discomfort. And bring your awareness there with a soft focus. And then bring your awareness back to the area of discomfort. Again, with a soft focus. Remember, we're not trying to change anything. All we're doing is sending safety messages to the brain. And now we're going to keep going back and forth to the area of comfort and nice sensation, and to the area which is less comfortable. And just at your own time, whatever feels right for you, just going back and forth and spending a little time at each. Just a soft awareness, letting the brain know that we are safe here. Using that gentle breath. Remember, anytime you have any negative chitter chatter going on in your head, you can just pop in with some affirmations. You can choose what works for you. And just change these signals that we're sending to the brain. Just keep at your own pace, going to the sensations which feel nice and the sensations that maybe are less comfortable. And now we're going to send gratitude to our body. So I'm going to choose my lungs. You can choose anywhere you like, but choose a part of your body that you feel really grateful for. Grateful for all the work it does, and you don't even ever think about it. For me, the lungs have been working hard ever since the day that I was born, bringing all that lovely, fresh prana, life force into my body. And they keep working away every minute and every second of the day. So whatever you choose, it can be any part of your body, but just send these thoughts of gratitude. And also remember, at any point during the practice, if any emotions come up, that's absolutely fine. Whether it be tears or laughter or anger, just let them come up. Anything you're feeling, just let it come up and let it release. If no emotions come up, that's also absolutely fine. Keep focusing on the gratitude for whichever part of your body you've chosen to send gratitude. Now I'd like you to think of your favourite scent, your favourite smell, and whatever is your favourite smell, you're going to mix it into some warm oil, and then you're going to pour this warm scented oil over the crown of your head and feel that soothing, healing sensation coming right over the crown of the head. Coming down the back of the head, over the face, soothing the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. This warm, scented healing oil. It's flowing over the neck and the throat. Just feel into the sensations and the scent. Pouring over the shoulders and down the arms, all the way down to the hands and the fingers. Feel that lovely warm healing oil bathing the fingers and trickling off the ends of the fingers. And feel the oil coming over the shoulders and down the back, down the upper back, the middle back, the lower back. Soothing, warming, nurturing, scented oil coming down the front, over the chest, over the abdomen, and down the sides of the body. Warming and healing all the internal organs, the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, the large intestine, the small intestine, the bladder, all of your internal organs being soothed, warmed, and healed as this oil comes down over the abdomen, the sides and the back of the body. Feel the oil coming down over the buttocks and the hips and flowing down the legs, warming, healing and nurturing as it goes down the legs, over the knees, feeling the knees, the lower legs, the ankles, the feet and the toes. Your whole body is bathing in this warm, healing, scented oil. Enjoy the sensations. You're feeling nurtured, safe and secure. Now affirm, either silently or out loud, every cell in my body is happy, healthy and well. Every cell in my body is happy, healthy and well. Every cell in my body is happy, healthy and well. So allow these sensations to penetrate every cell in your body. Allowing the healing vibration into every single little cell in your body. And now very slowly begin to wiggle your toes. And slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Begin to rotate your ankles and your wrists. Just ever so gently wakening up your body. And then when you feel ready, take a nice big stretch and a yawn. And in your own time, roll onto your left side, bending your knees, and just rest there on your side. And in your own time, come to sit in a comfortable position. Again, feel free to be on your chair When you're sitting nice and comfortably, bring your hands together in front of your heart and close your eyes. And I'm going to finish with a little mantra. It's called the Gayatri Mantra. Please feel free to join in with me if you know the mantra. But it's a very healing mantra and I love it. So just close your eyes and listen to the sound vibration and join in if you would like to. Om Bhurvubhuva Svaha Tat Savitur Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your hands together. Keep your eyes closed as you place your hands over your eyes and relax your eyes. And then open the eyes into the palms of the hands. And then bring the hands together, again, down in front of the heart. Now place one hand over the heart and the other hand over the abdomen. Close your eyes and say silently or out loud, it's up to yourself. Thank you, body, I love you. Thank you, body, I love you. Thank you, body, I love you. And now bring the hands together. The light in me bows down to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all very much. I really hope that you've enjoyed this afternoon's practice. I'll turn off the recording and we can have a little chat if anyone wants to stay on. If you want to just go and relax, then that's absolutely fine. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.